Hi there. Hi there. Expectations. They can be tricky. Some expectations are simple and common and shared among all of us. For example, in order to meet with other people, you put clothes on. Agree that's like a culturally acceptable expectation, unless you're in a nudist colony. But I'm guessing you're not, especially if you're caregiving. And some expectations, they can be judged as being very low. For example, keeping with the idea of caregiving, some people think that having a roof over a person's head is optimal caregiving. Others would disagree and say it takes more than a roof over their head. It also takes food and clothing and kindness and loving action to really provide a good caregiver giving experience. But then there's another side to that. Sometimes expectations can be too high. For example, sometimes you think you have to be kind and loving and patient all the time if you're a caregiver, that there's no room for being grouchy. And some folks would disagree and say that's a little too high because you, me, we're humans. And humans have imperfect moments. We have imperfect days. We have imperfect times. So can you always be kind? Can you always be patient? Can you always be loving? That is one that I can't do. And I doubt that you can also. But today I'd like to maybe give you a little bit of relief around that. Hi, I'm Maria DePasquale. I'm the tapping lady, and I am here to help you return to a little piece of calm today. And the way we're going to do that is through tapping. Tapping, use your 2 fingers and follow along. You'll see where I'm tapping on the side of the eyes, under the nose, under the lip, under the collarbone, and under the arm. Top of the head, side of the hand. These are the tapping points, and I'll also be making comments that you're going to repeat after me, and I'll remind you to do that along the way. But it's pretty simple, kind of like Simon Says. And if you want more details, please go to my website, which is tapandconnectnow.com. That's tapandconnectnow, one word.com. All right, so I have some expectations for our time together today, and I bet you do too, or you wouldn't have shown up here, right? So I'm expecting that after tapping, you will experience a few moments of rest. Maybe a little relaxation. Maybe you'll feel a little less stress. Maybe you'll appreciate 10 minutes of just sitting and watching this video. At the very least, if you were curious about tapping and what it is, your curiosity will be relieved after watching this. So as we begin, I invite you to take a minute and just check in and see how your body feels. Like, are your shoulders tense? Is your neck, your back, your legs, your feet, your head? Do you have a headache? What's going on in your body? Maybe you feel numb. You just can't even tell what's going on in your body. That's okay. That's all part of being under stress and feeling overwhelmed, and that's normal. So I'd also like you to say this sentence out loud to yourself, or you can say it quietly to yourself. Even though I'm not perfect, I'm a great caregiver. Even though I'm not perfect, I'm a great caregiver. Now, how confident are you that that's true on a 0 to 10 scale? 0 is, not confident at all. I do not feel like a great caregiver. All the other side of the scale at 10 is, I am an amazing caregiver. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Okay, so I want you to pick that from 0 to 10. Are you somewhere in the middle? Are you somewhere at the ends? And I want you to remember that because we're going to look at that again when we finish tapping. So are you ready? Here we go. We're going to begin. We're going to tap on the side of the hand. Either hand, doesn't matter. And you repeat this after me. Even though my expectations as a caregiver are super high, I accept myself exactly as I am. Even though sometimes I feel guilty that I don't meet my high expectations, I accept that I feel this way, and I'm doing the best I can. Even though my expectations as a caregiver may lead me to feeling exhausted sometimes, I accept how hard I'm working, and that I want to do a good job. Okay, good. Now we're going to start tapping at the beginning of the eyebrows. You can use one side, you can use both sides, you can mix it up however you want. So, all right, now I want you to repeat after me again. I want to be an excellent caregiver, but sometimes I'm not. Okay, now go to the outside of your eyes, that bony area. Sometimes I'm tired and irritable, but I still have to give care. Now go under the eye, again on the bony area. I don't like when I'm impatient, because then I criticize myself for having high expectations and not meeting them. Now under the nose. But if I don't have high expectations, I'll be grouchy every day. Tap under the lip. Really? Is that really true that I'll be grouchy every day? Tap under the collarbones. Maybe not. But it feels like it could be sometimes. Now tap under the arm. Maybe I have high expectations. And maybe those high expectations get in the way sometimes. Top of the head. Maybe my expectations are too high. Is that possible? Back to the eyebrow. If I lower my expectations for myself, my loved one may not get what they need. Outer eye. Maybe I can change my expectations and allow for times when I'm not feeling so great. Under the eye. Maybe my expectations can shift when I'm feeling grouchy, and I can allow myself some imperfect time and maybe some quiet time. Under the nose. I'm not talking about neglecting my loved one. Under the lip. I'm talking about not neglecting myself in order to take care of my loved one. Under the collarbone. It's hard to take care of myself when I need to take care of someone else. Under the arm. They expect to be a priority, and they need to be. Top of the head. Maybe we can both be priorities in different ways. Eyebrow. What if it's okay to take a minute when I feel grouchy to acknowledge I'm a grouchy grump? Say that tongue twister. Outer eye. What if it's okay to acknowledge my grouchy grump to the person I care for and tell them I need a minute and step away? Under the eye. What if I step away and acknowledge grumpy grouch and tell myself it's okay? Under the nose. What if I give myself permission to be human? Human. Under the lip. What if I do something simple like tapping during my personal minute? Under the collarbone. What if I take a deep breath in, hold it for a second, and send it out under the arm? What if I breathe in knowing I'm receiving breath? Top of the head. Then breathe out knowing that I'm giving the breath back to the world. Eyebrow. Breathe in and receive. Outer eye. Breathe out and give. Under eye. A small and powerful way of restoring balance for myself. Under the nose. What if I remember that my body is a healing machine? Under the lip. I give my body permission to restore balance through breathing. Under the collarbone. I give my body permission to forgive myself for being a grouchy grump. Under the arm. I give my body permission to acknowledge the care that I provide. Top of the head. I appreciate the work that I do to take care of others. Eyebrow. I am resilient. Outer eye. I am human and have ups and downs. Under the eye. I appreciate how well my body and mind work together, even if I have to lower my expectations a little. Under the nose. I breathe in and receive breath. Under the lip. I breathe out and give breath. Under the collarbone. I celebrate my dedication and determination to being a caregiver. Under the arm. I forgive myself when I'm not perfectly meeting my expectations. Top of the head. I'm an incredible human with perfect imperfections. I am resilient and strong. Beginning of the eyebrows. I love and accept myself, especially when I'm imperfect. Outside of the eyes, I choose to be kind and gentle to myself, especially when I'm imperfect. All right, stop tapping and receive a deep breath in. Hold it for a second and then give that breath out. Again, notice how your body feels. And how does this compare with how you felt before we began tapping? Do you feel the same? Do you feel different? Do you feel more tense? Do you feel more relaxed? Just notice what you notice. And say to yourself, even though I'm not perfect, I'm a great caregiver. And when you say that to yourself, how true does that feel on the 0 to 10 scale? 0 is not true at all, not in a million years. 10 is absolutely without a doubt true. Where do you rate yourself now? And how does that compare for before we started tapping? However you're feeling, whether you're feeling more relaxed, more tense, confused, you can do this tapping as many times as you want. Watch this video over and over again. Just skip forward to the tapping parts. And there are no side effects. So do it as many times as you need to. Remember, I'm Maria DePasquale from Tap and Connect Now, Maria D. And I wish you wellness. And I remind you that you are exceptional. And that I wish for you great care for yourself. Bye-bye.